going on, YouTube family? Welcome to Credit King TV, your source of all credit information. Today's video is all about utilization. We're going to talk about why it's so important, what affects it, and what strategies we could use to increase our credit score as much as we can. Before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We're going to start off this video with what is utilization. This is how much credit limit you have to how much you owe. This is the second biggest factor of your credit report, and it actually accounts for 30% of your score. So keep that in mind. The only thing that affects your utilization is revolving accounts. Revolving accounts are strictly credit cards. This means your school loans, car loans, mortgages, none of those affect your utilization, just your credit cards. I'm going to give you a quick example to show you how utilization actually works. So let's just say you only have one credit card and this card has $1,000 credit limit. Let's say you owe $900 to that card. Now you're at 90% utilization. Another example would be with that same card, you now owe $500, you're at 50% utilization. So again, this is percentage based on how much credit limit you have to how much you owe. To maximize your credit score as much as you can, you want to keep your utilization as low as possible. I know this is sometimes easier said than done, but I also do know that there's people who like to keep a balance thinking that their score is going to increase because of that. And in reality, all you're doing is hurting your score and paying more interest. Now, the general rule of thumb is to keep your utilization under 30%, but under 10% is ideal. So with the same example, let's say you have that $1,000 credit line, but now you only owe $100. Now you're at 10%. When you do this, the lower utilization is, the more points you get to your credit score. Utilization accounts for almost 255 points, which is 30% of your score. So the higher utilization, the less points you're going to get. So that's the best way to think about it. Now that we have a general idea of what utilization is, let's go over some strategies and some tips on ways to lower it and ways to increase your score fast by doing so. The first tip I have is to pay your credit card in full every single month. When you do this, two things happen. One, you pay no interest, and two, you have a utilization rate of 0%. The reason why this is important is because remember, utilization is 30% of your score. So if you keep your utilization at 0%, you're gonna get plus 30% to your score. And if we reverse this, let's say you max out your credit cards every single month and you have a 100% utilization rate, now your credit score is minus 30% no matter what you have there. So just think about it like this. If you have an 850 score and then 1 month you decide to max out all your credit cards, the next month your score is going to drop about 200 points and your score is going to be in the 600s. So this is why this is so crucial, and this is why having your credit cards paid every single month in full is so important. Number 2, request a credit limit increase. When you're doing this, you're basically asking the banks to give you more money on one of your credit cards. Now, the reason why this is important and could actually increase your score rapidly is because, remember, utilization is how much credit limit you have to how much you owe. So if you're already carrying a balance and you request a credit limit increase, you're going to have more of a limit, which means your utilization should be lower. So now let me give you this extreme hypothetical example. Let's say your Capital One credit card has $1,000 credit limit, and you owe the full balance, you owe $1,000 to it. Now you request a credit limit increase and they actually give you $10,000. Now that same $1,000 that you had 100%, now is at 10% because of the increase. So your credit score is going to increase so quick. Now I'm going to be making another video about this shortly, so stay tuned for that. Now the last and final strategy / tip is applying for more credit cards. Now, I know some of you guys are scared and some of you guys say, oh, I already have one credit card, why do I need more? And so on. The reason for this is, remember, utilization is only affected by your revolving accounts, and this is only your credit cards, which means the more credit cards you have, the more revolving account you have, the more credit limit you have, the more you can spend without hurting utilization that much. So just keep that in mind. Apply for more credit cards, and this will help you in the long run. Quick bonus tip here. This is more of a general statement, but it does tie into this and it can help a lot of people out. The best way to use credit cards is actually like if it's your debit card. Now what I'm trying to say is do not go beyond your means with the credit cards. So if you're gonna go to the grocery store every 2 weeks, pay it off with your credit card, then you pay it back with your debit card. You're gonna add gas to your car every week, right? Use your credit card and then pay it off with your debit card. The reason why I'm trying to say this is if you go beyond your means, this is how you become in debt, this is how your utilization goes up, and this is how your credit score goes down. So just keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna be wrapping up this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about utilization, leave them down in the comment section below. I will be replying. And while you're there, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content and also hit that like button. Remember, this is Credit King TV, your source of all credit information. I'm out.